Hello again. Clearly things don't get any better in Britain, do they? And they won't while we have an internationalist government. Some recent headlines we see typical is bogus students can't be deported, state to spy on all our phones, Britain to build 2 million homes for immigrants, and the latest one, thousands of Romanian children as young as 1 are being smuggled into Britain so they can become thieves. The problems get worse and they will continue to get worse. Clearly Parliament is a law unto itself and it does not work for the British public. We can see how David Cameron recently sacked a Conservative parliamentary candidate because he said he supported Enoch Powell. No doubt that scored him brownie points with the Rothschilds, but conversely it should have told the British public that this man is unelectable, is anti-British, not to be trusted, and will continue in the same vein as Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, Edward Heath and the rest of them. So we need to seriously look at politics and how we're going to get a parliament that looks after our interest rather than the interest of the few who pay their wages and for whom they work. We recently had a meeting in South London, a GLA meeting on the 20th of January 2008. I did a speech there which I would hope would get some people thinking, because one thing that the government doesn't want is people who think. They don't want them to have the confidence in what they see with their own eyes and hear with their own ears, or what they may hear from people they trust, their friends and neighbours. We're supposed to believe merely what Parliament tells us and obey what our dictatorial masters tell us. Anyway, the speech that I wrote, that I'd like to put on disc here, as I say, it was the 20th of January in South London. The most common topic of conversation at the moment is immigration and the disastrous effect it is having on our people. Although our fellow countrymen generally only dare to talk to each other about it like scared mice who are afraid of being overheard. Apart from the National Front, there are a few bold characters, like black Ugandan Bishop John Sentamu, who has been prepared to stand up for the British in a man-like way. Much to their credit, a few Muslims have also spoken out about districts in Britain which are considered no-go areas for whites. We are constantly reminded how between 1939 to 1945 the British bravely defended their country, how they took the bombing of their cities in their stride, and despite heavy casualties, never for one moment lost the courage to fight on. One may ask, where is that British courage today? Part of the problem, of course, lies in the fact that we have given licence to liberals, politically correct indoctrinators, Marxists, anti-racists and the health and safety loonies to educate and set the thought patterns of 2 generations of our school children. One may frown at teenagers who worship the inane drug addicts, airheads and social outcasts that the entertainment industry has turned into celebrities. However, voters show no better judgment when it comes to choosing candidates to support at elections. The public are told through the press and television that the useless, anti-British money grabbers who stand for the major parties are the only ones they should consider voting for. Like lemmings, almost half of the public do exactly what is suggested. That the Labour and Conservative parties have constantly given the British public a damn good kicking for the past 50 years is a fact that seems to elude them. One can justifiably accuse the British public of voting to destroy their own country. They have also voluntarily accepted the genocide of our people. That is the complete wipeout of our once great nation. They will gleefully allow themselves to be treated like dirt by their elected representatives and not think of replacing them. Parliament has made conditions intolerable throughout the United Kingdom. so much so that many thousands of Britons are emigrating. Morally, anyone who voted Labour, Liberal or Conservative does not have the right to run off overseas, for they are responsible for the terrible problems that have arisen. Let us look at it another way. Supposing through bad driving, a motorist causes a serious multi-vehicle crash on a motorway. Looking in his mirror, he sees many seriously damaged cars, carnage and dead bodies, and merely says to himself, "How dreadful," as he speeds off. That is equivalent to your Labour and Conservative voter moving to France or Spain. We in Britain are not alone. If we look further afield to every other white Christian nation, whether it be Italy, France, Canada, Holland, Portugal, Australia or Germany, we find that all of our European cousins have serious immigration problems too.